Well, as we laid out today, so we moved for a temporary restraining order, which has a nationwide impact. The next step will be a preliminary injunction, which will allow for more thorough briefing. The TRO that was issued today has a 14-day effective date. So for 14 days, the United States government can take no further action implementing or enforcing this order. But we will be back in court, as will many other people across the country.
Attorney General, can you talk about, because this order would expire before well, according to the government, before the executive order would actually take effect, why was this needed now? What are the immediate harms that are happening today?
Well, there are two principally for the states. I mean, the states would have to start working on the potential impact of that effective date now. You can't simply wait for 30 days to prepare for all of the changes that would happen to state government to recreate and re-implement these systems that are having dire financial and administrative impact on the states. But more broadly, this is about people. This is about people who the President of the United States was trying to deny their lawful right to be citizens. And babies are being born today, tomorrow, every day, all across this country. And so we had to act now to provide back to the status quo, back what has been the law of the land for generations, that you are an American citizen if you were born on American soil, period. Nothing that the President can do will change that.
And that was the argument that just went inside that federal courtroom in Seattle from one of many attorneys general, that one from Washington State. Once again, temporary restraining order signed blocking President Donald Trump's executive order as it pertains to birthright citizenship. But let's bring our guest right back in. Immigration attorney Margaret Stock. Margaret, you called this one. You said that this is what would happen. But I have to really zero in. The word temporary on that restraining order. What makes it not temporary, and what kind of a timeline are they facing now?
Well, this is normal. You always get 14 days on a TRO, temporary restraining order. Now they're going to get an injunction, probably a temporary injunction, and then they'll get a permanent injunction. As the judge called it, it's a blatantly unconstitutional executive order. The president has no power to change the Constitution. He knows that. It's surprising to me that a couple minutes after he took an oath to uphold the Constitution and laws of the United States, he decided to issue an unconstitutional EO. But, this is what he promised people he would do. So I guess, the judge had to do the judge's job and issue a TRO. That's how things work in America. We go to the courts and we get them enjoined. And just as a note, the first Trump administration, this was standard practice that he would issue on illegal orders and people would have to go into court and get injunctions. So it's just a repeat of the first term.
All right, and arguably the first defeat where his executive orders are concerned. So do you have any sense that he is going to make an argument to change the 14th Amendment to the Constitution? This is somebody who doesn't like to be told no.
Well, he thinks he can interpret the Constitution and change the meaning of the Constitution with an executive order. And we've never had that in America. Presidents don't have that power. That would make him a king instead of a president. He's supposed to faithfully execute the Constitution and the laws, not throw them out with executive orders. So, it puzzles me that his staff would go along with this and let him do it. But, hey, that's the way things are apparently today.
To our viewers who are just logging on, we're having a conversation about what happened inside that federal courtroom in Seattle. A judge signing a temporary restraining order against President Donald Trump's executive order on birthright citizenship. That judge saying this is blatantly unconstitutional, and then walking out of the court said, it just boggles my mind.